Alright, dickheads, welcome back to practicing Challenge 52. Right, athoro is my god, that's my my entire title. Fuck. Who am I? God damn it, I didn't even plan my intro. Who am I? I'm Viggy. What can I draw like? I can draw like this. The whole point of this channel is to prove anybody can draw, right? I document every single bit of my practice, right? 400 plus hours, i.e. videos recorded. Right, artwad. I mean, this is actually, there's no shilling artwad here. Athoro. Right, but yeah, fucking draw along, just draw along, god damn it. Right, we're actually doing something different. I mean, anybody who has listened to this challenge, like what this series is, the whole point of Challenge 52, for me personally, is it's my break. I take a 1 week break from all the intensive spatial reasoning that I do, right? And the whole point is just to, focus on design, focus on my line work, but no intensive spatial reasoning. So all the spatial reasoning you're gonna see here is just what I've intuited, what my brain has already consolidated and stored into long-term memory, and what doesn't take much energy for me to do, right? The whole point now, like I've officially, I would technically I would want to change the name of this series to called like Fun with Forms or some shit like that. But I want to give a thorough credit. I want to give Challenge 52 credit. I want to give I'm just the best guy, I care so much about the art community. So yeah, draw along, please draw along. I had no intro planned, but it's my week off, so I'm not thinking. I'm literally not thinking about anything. I'm not scheduling anything, right? We're just trying to rest. But I will be honest, the whole point of this session, like this Challenge 52, right, is going to be, and please draw along, because I'm going to be explaining a little bit before I even start, right, just where my mindset's at, like when it comes to just doing this shit is like, it's to play. And play is something that I struggle with, right? I'm gonna start drawing right now, but play is something I definitely struggle with, because for me, how I'm gonna define play is just ideation, no expectations, relaxation, inebriation, right? Especially that last one. But yeah, just to kind of fuck around and find out in a good way, right? In a way where it's like, okay, what am I making? Am I really making anything intense? No, cool, that's fine by me, right? And to really, and also the big thing is like line work, right? I want to focus on my lines, and I want to, and again, by the way, like I will say, like every time I fuck up a line, just like that was a fuck up. This right here, that line, you can see the little squiggle, that's a fuck up. This line right here is a fuck up. So I do also like, I like doing the thing where I constantly keep stating what's a mistake and what isn't a mistake, because I feel as if it informs you, the listener or the viewer, that like, oh shit, he just constantly sees everything as mistakes, right? Which is why he's able to, I guess, improve. I don't know why I'm talking about myself in the third person. But yeah, the whole point is that I just want to think relatively about clean lines, maybe big shapes, like the whole big, medium, small stuff, like design. Design is the main thing, and I won't be strictly following Challenge 52 anymore, which is why I wanted to rebrand the series name, but I will continue to call it, because the concepts that I'll be using will be from Challenge 52, like cutting into cylinders and boxes, carving into them, additions, subtractions, right? But this is basically like Challenge 52, but my own version, which is just trying to design interesting things, fun things, playing around with the shapes, without any expectations, and utilizing any manipulations that I have at my disposal currently, which is currently like additions, subtractions, maybe a bit of form blending, right? And I'm not really going to be thinking about function. This is literally just pure form over function right now. Like that's what I'm trying to, that's what we're trying to, or I'm trying to just see, right? Like that's basically it. And right now, like I did something here, and then I've changed what it's gonna be, and that's okay. The biggest thing I'm trying to just get in my own head is just, it's okay. Make random decisions. Literally just fuck around. Literally just, that's the whole point, is like fuck around, do play and do think, obviously. I still want to be thinking a little bit, right? But again, like all the spatial reasoning you're gonna see is purely just what I've, oh look, and this actually changed too. This was initially supposed to be a subtraction, but now look, I could turn it into an addition, right? So this I'm already enjoying quite a bit. But yeah, please do draw along, play around with forms, right? And there's been a lot of intense spatial reasoning that's been happening as of late on this channel, right? And right now we are going to give that spatial reasoning a break, and I'm just gonna focus on my lines, and I'm just gonna focus on my forms. And whatever this turns into, I'm gonna be okay with, because right now I really want to utilize these 1 week breaks that I take every month and a half as a means to just allow myself to utilize the part of my brain that isn't utilized because of all the intensive spatial reasoning that I do, which is the ideation part, right? I don't have the liberty currently to ideate as much as I want to, because my brain is you know, box, spear inside the box, center lines inside the spear, like all the spear, what the fuck, the spear, all that shit, right? Like, it's a lot of shit that I'm thinking about. So I'm very excited, and I'll be completely honest, I didn't want to draw today, right? I actually took a break the past 3 days, not because I didn't want to draw, but because I was busy with birthdays and social events. Yesterday I could have drawn, but I decided just to literally, after all that, I'm like, I'm just gonna sleep, I'm just gonna rest. No, I'm actually gonna be playing Pokemon ROM hacks, or one ROM hack. Finally, I'm gonna be able to experience Gen 8, right? The way I want to, which is not on the fucking Switch, but as a GBA demake. I'm not gonna say what it's called because I don't know. I feel as if like some dipshit is gonna be like, you Nintendo, I'm sucking Nintendo's dick, or you have to, you cannot be doing this. Shut the fuck up, bro. If Game Freak actually put effort into the fucking games, I would not be the bitter Pokemon fan that I am, right? Another thing, I miss the old Viggy, right? I feel as if my personality becoming Flanderized? I do wonder, right? Because sometimes when I listen to my old videos, I'm like, wow, you were so chill. But then at the other time, when I'm listening to my new videos, I'm like, oh, I'm actually explaining things while I'm drawing them. Right now, all you need to know in terms of explanation is I'm simply playing around. Like, I don't know how else to say it. I am just, by playing around, let's actually put like a definition to it. I am just creating shapes, manipulations, ratios of shapes and manipulations, and how these shapes and manipulations are interacting with other shapes and manipulations. I'm simply playing around and allowing a free-form ideation under that umbrella of playing around with shape manipulations and how they interact with each other, right? And yes, like general ideation in terms of like, what if this is a diagonal here? What if this is something is cutting out here? Like, that's it. And obviously, like, more than that, like, it's like, oh, like, should I have a big shape here, right? And this is like where, like, a little bit, I still want to think a little bit, right? But again, the main thing is genuinely just play. Don't think too much, because I do a fuck ton of thinking when I'm drawing. Like, I know I do. And I think, no pun intended, but you guys are aware of that as well, right? It's like, oh, he's constantly just putting his brain in extreme discomfort and calculations and spatial reasoning, right? So this is my opportunity to rest from all that. Oh, see, that line was a mistake. Again, I would like to keep, as often as I can, showcase that, oh, this line is a mistake, that line is a mistake, because they are mistakes. And I would like whoever here gives a shit, if you care about the process, to understand that what is quantified as a mistake. Well, you'll have to know every line I put down, I consider to be a mistake. Mistake? Why'd I say that like that? Right? But no, I'm really excited. I'm really excited to just, yeah, play with shapes. And I don't expect, the biggest thing is like, I'm really trying not to expect anything at all, right? Because expectations, as I've said multiple times, is always what makes me feel as if my drawing is not quote unquote up to par, when there is no up to par. Like, in reality, up to par doesn't exist, right? There's just your current ability, your attempts, and that's it, right? It's just current ability and attempts, right? And we impose what our current ability and attempts should be, but our imposition, right, our imposing really does not fucking matter in the grand scheme of the reality, which is the skills that we currently have, right? So right now, like, as I'm focusing on my line, I do also want to practice the skill of continuing to zoom out, right? But the ideation, as you can see, like, this already looks pretty shitty, but I'm not judging it, and that's why I'm enjoying more than ever. And this is what I always try to practice. It's like, don't judge your drawing, simply do the drawing, enjoy it, try to figure out like why specific things aren't working. Right now, from what I can tell, none of this is working because the angles possibly are very awkwardly connected, right? Like, it's all awkwardly connected, and the shapes are probably too small, right? The shapes are probably too small. And again, my line quality is pretty shit, right? Pretty subpar. So that's okay. We're just gonna keep trying to just have decent lines, keep trying to make something out of this, right? Not that it looks like anything is being made, let's be clear, right? I am trying to think relatively about silhouette and form and all that shit, but we'll just have to see. We'll just have to keep trying. Maybe I can bring this all the way down. Like, you see, I'm just like, maybe this, maybe that. And again, that line was really bad, right? Like, that line was, for me, for my standards that I'm holding to myself, not good, right? Not good. We have to not good before it can be not good, right? Whee! See, that's a decent line. But this, like this angle I struggle with, obviously. So that's not up to my standards. But yeah, I'm probably gonna be all over the place in terms of my explanations, but I'm genuinely just trying to be in a state where I can kind of just fuck around. Right, just fuck around, not think too much, in the sense that like not think too much about spatial reasoning, because again, I'm resting that part of my brain, right? Like I'm genuinely resting that part of my brain, and just more so think about, and so like what you see right now is all intuitive, like in terms of spatial reasoning, not ideation. Ideation is intentional, but in terms of spatial reasoning, it's what I already know. So see, like right now I'm thinking like I will replicate this exact shape and put it like the thinness of this and then put it in like little chunks, right? But I also have to keep in mind that I only have this space left. So I'm also thinking like, what is a quote unquote aesthetic, well designed, pleasing to the eye ratio or whatever of this, like of the distance between these shapes, right? And because everything here, like this is, I can already tell this doesn't look that good because things are too close together, right? Like we need space, we need symmetry. So I'm going to think that perhaps I'll just have one more of this here, you know? Now, is that a quote unquote correct decision or incorrect decision? I do not know. But it's because I don't know that it's so beautiful and worthwhile, right? Growth mindset. But yeah, I do think I've never discounted the importance of play, but definitely I'm so focused on just building my foundation, right? Like I'm obviously so focused on building just the quote unquote engine, if you will, of just being able to calculate and visualize and see all this shit, right? Again, I feel as if people don't understand, and this is all just like, it's funny, and the reason I'm saying this is because actually I'm calling you out, Parkit, but one of my fans actually, I have a Discord, right? Link in description, whatever the fuck, right? I don't really shill it that much. It's funny, like as much as all this fucking the stuff I talk about shilling this, shilling that, I don't really live up to my fucking scumbag personality that I'm trying to have, which is to just be extremely shameless, you know. Even my fucking outro, I feel as if I don't even take seriously anymore. I'm like, give me money, whatever, don't give me money. I don't give a fuck. I'm just trying to fucking draw and prove that you can do it too at the end of the day, right? But me being probably the best human alive apart or aside from that, not apart from that, what the fuck? See, this is starting to look cooler because I think that it's because like we're connecting things and they have spacing, right? I think if I continue the continuity here, what I have here, and bring it over, this will look a lot more intentional. So like I'm still thinking about that in the sense that I'm still trying to figure out like, hey, what makes good design, silhouette, right? All these things, like what does it make? And what I can say to you as like a general explanation based on my experience and my ideation is the fact that it just comes down to allowing things to be spaced out and really experimenting with different sizes of things that are next to each other or apart from each other, right? Different distances. And that's vague. I know that's vague, but that's the point is like, I think that vagueness is important because it's a general direction to go in, and then you, the particular individual, you, the unique individual, will have your own process and sheer ideation and repetition to come down to your own unique designs, right? Because like, all of this has only occurred because I have done like hundreds and hundreds of repetitions of just ideation and thinking, if like, oh, maybe this is a bit further apart, maybe this is a bit longer, maybe this shape is cut out like this, maybe this shape is subtracted like this, maybe they're interacting with each other like this, maybe it has a function, maybe it doesn't, maybe this is just aesthetic. Like, it's all a bunch of what ifs and maybes, and that's what's really that's what I find has been a great frame and has helped me quite a bit. That was an incorrect ellipse. Right, this is actually also relatively incorrect. This ended up being too close together because I was too concerned about making sure that it wouldn't like go over the other line. Right, this, and in and of itself that this cylinder is wrong because the back is not wide enough in terms of the curve, right? So yeah, like I notice all these things, by the way. Every single mistake I make I notice and I feel good about because we got attached dopamine, i.e. just feel good about our mistakes, right? So I like to be transparent about that too. Like, just know that like I'm always making mistakes and I'm always aware of those mistakes as well, right? Like I'm genuinely very aware of my mistakes. And see, like that line was a mistake because it was too thick. It wasn't curved properly enough. It's about how well you can see as well. But I was saying, I have so many things to say, Jesus Christ. But this is fun, like this is the play part. This, like, I'm actually so much more relaxed right now, and this is what I need after 6 weeks of fucking trying to see a goddamn box, figure inside the box, like a million calculations. So this is good, like it genuinely, I think this is a great way to approach this Challenge 52. But yeah, it's technically fun with forms and fucking around and like playing around, but we're obviously utilizing a lot of the practices that Challenge 52 gives, right? So yeah, I mean, credits to athoro at the end of the day. But anyways, I'm gonna rest my brain. I encourage you to do so as well. All right, wunderbar. Let me slurp up my coffee. Oh god, fuck. It's stuck in my throat. I got a burp, and I slammed it down. It splashed everywhere. Genius, Vagu, genius. But yeah, like I don't know if anybody can tell, but I am so much more calm right now. Usually, I'm like, guys, this is what, like this is how it is. Not I don't know, like not this how it is, but this I guess like let me get the one thing I was saying before out, which is that yes, I am like I noticed that like the joke about me being Flanderized, which is basically if you don't know Simpsons, it's like Ned Flanders. It's like basically a term to say um, characters in TV shows become much more exaggerated virgins. Yes, they do become exaggerated virgins, but no, exaggerated versions of themselves as they continue to develop throughout the show. Like it's something like that, right? And I'm basically saying that like that like am I becoming Flanderized because when I listen to my old videos, I'm so much more calm, right? But then when I listen to my new videos, and by videos I mean just my practices and me explaining things as I'm obviously going about my life or going about the drawing, right? And see, like all these lines are mistakes, by the way, because I'm really trying to focus on line work. But you see, another thing, I'm like, okay, this is like short, maybe long, right? Maybe, what if I do that? What would that do to the drawing? Like that's basically what I'm thinking, right? And maybe, do I need a connection here as well? No, I feel as if I should keep it open, right? I feel as if this openness is nice. So we'll keep it open, But, and I think like obviously that opinion and just what I've noticed, like my quote unquote Flanderization just comes down to the fact that when I practice intense things and as I get deeper and deeper into this art process, I am obviously becoming more and more passionate and I'm realizing that people are finding, like the few people who watch me are actually finding it very beneficial, the things that I say. And I'm not saying these things to be a benefit. I'm saying them to remind myself and to inform others of the journey as well, right? Like I am very passionate about art. If I fucking wasn't, I wouldn't be doing this. This channel would not exist if I wasn't super passionate about documenting my process, right? That doesn't change no matter how relaxed I am. Can't pronounce anything for shit. But like documenting my process and showcasing that literally anybody can draw, like specifically draw. Like draw is in the word draftsmanship, right? Draw is in the word imagination. Like make things believable, draw in that sense, right? Anybody can do that, and that is what drawing is, obviously, right? In like the actual technical skill sense, right? And here I'm just like, yeah, what if I did a little cylindrical cutout? But like the joke for myself, I guess I'm saying, is the fact that yes, I'm much more in my old videos, I'd be like, all right, guys, let's go. And then I wouldn't talk that much. And I'd be like, I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to do that. Now I'm really leaning into, because just one day I'm like, dude, I need to be able to explain things so people know exactly what I'm thinking. So they know that none of this was accidental and all of this was pure fucking effort and constant calculations. Right? And I do feel as if people don't actually understand how much fucking effort I put into every session, which is why I get so fucking tired, like mentally. And that's why I'm even taking these breaks, because I'm doing extreme cognitive work, right? This actually is a pretty nice shape. I kind of want to leave it like this. That's a pretty cool silhouette. Let's try to think. Like, okay, like, is there anything else that I can really do to make this silhouette look better? Quote unquote, right? Better. What if I do this? What if we just bring this attachment out? And I think that's slightly misaligned. And that line isn't really that good. And we'll stop it like right here, because maybe this will create visual interest if I... See, and that line was also really bad because it was too thick. And this is like super wavy, and that's also a really bad line, right? But what if I did that? I don't know. I don't know if that actually looks good or not, right? And maybe I'll just for to like keep that design going. No, I think it looked better before. But maybe maybe I can just have a box that's coming out, and we'll just say like it's attached on both ends, right? So let's see, something like this. But yeah, I have noticed like, and this is gonna go into like different conversation as well. But I actually, yeah, like I was essentially drawing with a fan. Park it if you're listening to this. Go fuck yourself. But no, but like he's super chill guy, right? Much younger than me too, right? And we're just drawing, and one of the first things he said was, "I don't think you're learning the best way," right? He's like, "I don't think your way is the most efficient." And my response to him, and my response to that in general, is like, it's not about the best way or like the most efficient way, even though I do believe what I'm doing has a shit ton of value, right? Because I'm building a very strong foundation. But it's not about that. It's about the way that you can stick to consistently, with the big caveat I'm going to say that as long as you're improving your foundation, if you care about improving your foundation, if you think your way is the fucking best way, your way is really working for you, you can be consistent, but you're just fucking around and you're wondering, oh, hey, I'm being consistent, but why aren't I improving? Well, the foundation is always involved in that, right? Which is why I constantly say that anybody can learn to enjoy doing difficult things, because I learned to enjoy doing difficult things, and I'm just a normal guy, right? But like genuinely, like I do believe that like anybody can learn to enjoy doing difficult things, because that's where the value is. But yeah, like the reason perhaps my personality is quote unquote flanderized is, as you can see, when I'm in an extreme spatial reasoning bout and I'm thinking extremely intensively, 100% I'm going to be way more in it, and just it's like it's very real to me, like I'm the one living it, right? Like it's very real to me, it's extremely real to me how difficult it is, and that's something I always want to say, is like it is extremely fucking difficult, the spatial reasoning that I'm doing, and like think about, I'll just try to put it this way, like think about any spatial reasoning you're doing, right? And just how like anytime you reach that level, that little bit of discomfort, that actually requires a shit ton of thinking, right? Your brain just immediately refuses, like that extremely uncomfortable feeling where it's difficult, like you're like, fuck, this is like my brain is experiencing so much friction. I lean into that as often as possible, which is why I keep saying I'm like it's dying, I can't see anything, I'm experiencing output regression, which is literally what happens when your working memory is taxed, like extremely so, and your fucking your synapses are firing and they're trying to figure it out, but they can't, so you regress in terms of your ability, your output, the visible output, but your inputs, right, with the effort you're putting in stays high. So when I'm in that zone, like right now I'm super relaxed, I'm like, yeah, we're just vibing, because we literally are, right? We're just like, yeah, just playing around with shapes, we're just intuitively using my perspective with the skills that I've built. Now I'm just focusing more on like, hey man, we're just trying to like figure out different angles and what works, and that's not a big deal, we're just trying to design, like, yeah. And this is a different skill of building, which is just ideation, design, and just play, like the joy, I guess, of kind of just seeing where things go, right? Like super low stakes, right? But it's not low stakes when I'm trying to build a fucking goddamn simulation in my mind, if that makes sense, right? Like it's not low stakes at all. And that's fine, like that's a good thing in my opinion, like it shouldn't be low stakes, and that's why I'm so intense, right? But it's okay, like I'm not trying to explain like, hey, this is why you should be okay with the way I am. I'm just trying to explain to myself, as well as anybody who actually cares or is curious about I guess like the stark contrast between the kind of how relaxed I am now, right? Oh yeah, see, like that line was a mistake because it was too thick to thin. I'm just trying to keep everything super thin and consistent right now, right? But um let's see, and I'm also trying to, like, I'm thinking, because this is something I struggle with. Another skill is putting a sphere underneath a sphere. Like that's something I've always struggled with, and this I do have to think about, right? And everybody struggles with this, I've noticed. Even Kim Jong-il would struggle with this, right? His would be, and like you can see, this is a super inaccurate ellipse, right? Putting an ellipse underneath something and like where it's being cut off, because this is an obstruction. You have to understand, like it's literally an obstruction, right? And now the thing is like, how long should I make this? What is the ratio that is appropriate, right? And is it this ratio? Who fucking knows? That's why it's experimentation at the end of the day, right? And I want to, and the thing I want to do with this right now is just pure cylinders, right? Like pure cylinders or elliptical shapes, because I do need to get into the habit of that as well, right? So, and it's hard to make it even, and this was a huge mistake. You can see, like, I didn't even curve it enough over here, but, and like, am I centering it properly? Probably not. Very difficult, right? And I think I'll do something like, we'll make this a bit shorter, and then we'll do I'll bring an ellipse or a cylinder out here. Because this is where, hold up. No, wait, it has to go this way, right? See, like, this is the thing I'm struggling right now to see which way this should be going. That line is also not good, by the way. I want to be very clear. See, but this is the thing, like, I'm making a lot of mistakes and I'm not judging myself. But yeah, I guess I wanted to explain, because I know I do get pretty intense when I draw, but I don't know, man. You guys just have to understand. I feel so passionately, not about fucking articulating myself clearly, passionately about drawing and the fact that anybody can draw and the fact that it's so difficult and the fact that there's so much mental effort involved that, of course, I get in a zone which is just really hard to exit out of at times, right? I'm gonna bring this one down a little bit lower and we'll do something like this. And again, I don't know, because I'm not really thinking too much right now, I'll be completely honest, right? It's just general ideation, and this is what my brain needs right now, to relax, to be chilled out, I guess you could say, right? To really just have the habit of drawing down while not thinking too intensely about the overall spatial reasoning or the design or anything. Like, this is literally for me, and you can see I'm making a lot of mistakes with these lines because this angle, anything pushing my like the pen out with my fingers like out this way, right, is something I struggle with because I don't have the skill to do it to the degree that I want, right, to the standards that I hold myself to. But yeah, I am very passionate about art. But to go back to Parkit, fuck that guy. No, it was really fun. We like, I did like a life drawing. I'll put it on Instagram at one point. He was practicing silhouettes, right? But it's just funny, like, even somebody who watches me says like, hey, I don't think you're doing the right thing. And it's like, I feel as if nobody will really understand, apart from a select few, as to why the intense spatial reasoning thing I'm doing and why I'm focusing so much on one thing consistently is because I'm not, again, the skill I'm building right now isn't, oh, he's trying to see a box and a sphere inside a box and the central lines and all these calculations. Oh, it's unnecessary. It's not unnecessary. What I'm doing is, why do you think it has a transferable effect? Why can I draw this if I've just been spamming fucking the past 35 hours, 40 hours of what? Let's say, shit. Of this, right? Like, why is that possible? Spoilers, by the way, for the next fucking, like, for a week and a half from now. But why is it like me seeing this in green? Like, I'm trying to visualize the thing in green, by the way, right? This in green while I'm form wrapping, right? Like, extremely difficult skill. Why is it that trying to see that is resulting in me being able to draw this as well? Why is that possible? You know, I feel as if a lot of people don't understand the transferable effects, which is, I'm not building just the ability to see a bunch of calculations. I'm building the ability to calculate, to understand spatial relations, right? To suck my own dick. But yeah, like, I'm not just building something that has no transferability. Like, I'm building extreme, building the ability to calculate, right, between different spatial relations. I'm building the ability to see spatial relations. I'm building the ability to make those spatial relations realistic. I'm building the ability to form wrap within those spatial relations, right, to understand the actual mesh inside of it, right. I'm building the ability to see through forms. And again, right, at the core of it, it's all like dozens of skills involving spatial reasoning. I don't know how to draw a face. I don't know how to draw a car. I don't know how to draw whatever the fuck this is, right? This I know how to draw because that's cute. I don't know how to draw a machine that looks like, kind of like a gun thing with handles, maybe, right? But the point is, it's all believable. I've never really practiced scale, and you can tell my skill is actually really mediocre, and I've never really practiced scene building, but this looks like a relatively decently believable scene. Why? Because I'm constantly practicing spatial reasoning, and I'm pushing my ability to do so, right? So I don't know, like, I get the fact that, like, I completely understand that, like, I think it's two things. It's the one that, because it's difficult, it's probably even uncomfortable to look at, right? And no matter, like, how much I explain these things, and yes, I do keep repeating myself because it's intentional. Like, it's, you might think you get it, but until I keep telling you over and over and over while doing the extreme sheer effort over and over and over, right? And then have the results that you're looking for, but the result is already happening because I'm constantly putting that effort in. But then when, you know, fucking at the end of the year, at the end of 2026, mid 2027, you're like, holy shit, his portraits are really fucking good and imaginative, and how's he rendering this? Like, how the fuck is this? Then is like when everything I'm saying will be like, oh, maybe I should have listened. And I'm not saying you should listen to me. I'm saying simply witness, because that's what is going to be more important, right? Is the fact that you don't have to listen per se, but you will witness at the end of the day why everything is occurring, and then you will make a decision whether you want to have listened, or perhaps it would have been better to listen, or just even acknowledged later on. Basically, I want attention. I want acknowledgement, right? And more than anything, I want money, right? But this is actually a relatively interesting shape. I don't know where this is going here, because this is why I'm glad I'm doing this, because ideating with cylindrical shapes is difficult. You know, like, it's just very difficult. Like, I personally do not have much experience with ideating with pure cylindrical shapes, which is why we're gonna do that, right? Like, which is why we're pursuing it, you know, to the degree that we are. But even so, right? I'm trying to think like what the perspective of this would be. Maybe I can add little I don't know what the fuck, like little box cutouts. Maybe. I don't even think I'm doing it in the right perspective. We'll leave it like that. We'll just say it's only on this side, because otherwise there's going to be some asymmetry that I don't want to have to accidentally be the cause of. Right? And even like little things like this has to be not too much of a curve, even though I did fuck this up already. Right? But yeah, you see, like, ideating, you know, it's and if I were to expect me to draw anything amazing right now, I'm telling you right now, what I just did right here would have really been upsetting to a degree, right? But it's not, because I already have told myself at the start of this session, you're just playing, you're just figuring things out, you're not taking it super seriously. And now this is actually like a cool idea that I can possibly transfer over to. Oh, see, okay, see, like, that was a huge mistake, that bottom of my fucking cylinder. Look at that, bro, that was a huge mistake. But it's a cool idea I can possibly transfer over to other parts, or other drawings, or designs, or whatever the hell, right? So, what am I talking about? That is the real question, right? Let's see, how else can these two be connected? Don't know at all, right? Maybe I can do something like this, where this is actually broken in half. And you'll see, like, yeah, the bottom of the sphere is not that good at all, and I also converge this a bit too fast. Lots of mistakes, but again, I'm not judging myself. Not right now, not in this week's session, right? And that doesn't mean I'm not trying. Let's be very clear. That doesn't mean I'm not trying to do something that's halfway decent, but it's okay, is what I'm trying to say. You know, we're patting ourselves on the back, being like, you're shit, but you're trying to be shit, right? Today and for the next week, you're trying to be shit. So yeah, that's like pretty mid, right? I'm gonna rest my brain, but I'm gonna keep trying to. We'll lean into it. Obviously, we still want to do difficult things, right? So we're gonna keep trying to make cylindrical shapes, because obviously I'm much better with anything involving boxes, but cylinders are notoriously difficult. Therefore, I should still try to design and ideate with notoriously difficult things, right? Like, that's the mindset I always want to keep. But yeah, let me rest my brain. I encourage you to do so as well. But yes, this is basically my opportunity to shit talk Parkit. You know, I couldn't say it to his face. I actually did. I told him exactly what I've been saying here. But I think the other part of it is the fact that the intensity to which I practice, I don't know how true this is, right? But it is something I've wondered. Like, it might make people uncomfortable, because obviously it's very uncomfortable to do. Dude, like, again, I just want to keep saying, however much effort you think I'm putting, like, especially mental effort, it's that and most likely more, okay? Like, there's a reason why I keep saying at the end of every session, my brain is fried. Like, if you consistently put yourself through that, of course, the progress will be relatively quick or more evident, right? Right? What the fuck? What's right? Right? But oh, so nice. Half an hour, just chill talking, drawing, right? I hope anybody listening is, I don't know, maybe this is not what some people need, because I know I'm all about super intensive repetitions and shit, but right now, that's not what we're doing. Right now, it's just focusing on lines, still trying to make something out of what I'm doing, but really, it's just having fun. And not to say, I want to be very clear, so someone isn't like, oh, see, he's not having fun when he's doing hard things. I know, I'm saying playing around, having fun with playing around, right? There's having fun with intense spatial reasoning, and then there's having fun with playing around. And right now we're having fun with playing around, because no matter what, when my expectations are, oh shit, I fucked up, hold up. See, I made that too small, so now I have to do something like this and be like, oh look, extreme foreshortening. But yeah, what was I saying? When? What the fuck was I saying? I don't fucking know, bro. I have no idea. But I guess we're foreshortening this. But yeah, right now it's just, we'll see. We'll see what kind of interesting shapes can be made from cylindrical stuff, and we'll try to make that my focus right now, or at least for the rest of the challenge 52, whatever the fuck, like the rest of this week, because I'll be drawing for a couple hours a week, right? I want to get the backlog going again. But yeah, I don't know, what else did I want to say, right? It's, yeah, just kind of, I want to keep trying to play, keep trying to have fun with today, like the session in of itself, right? I want to be free, same joke I always make. Also sounds like the Krish theme. Like the Krish theme, in case you were wondering. Great movie, great movie. Fucking just pretend like Krish 3 doesn't exist. Or whatever new they come out that also doesn't exist. I don't know what the fuck they were doing. They had like a good story and everything going, and then they just fucked it all up. But I digress. Fucking jerk off to hit with the Goshen in my own spare time. Right, but let's see. I'm trying to think, like, okay, how can I connect whatever is happening here? This is so fun. I'm not gonna lie, this is actually really fun, right? Because I am still thinking, I'm still trying to figure it out, but right now, we're just vibing. We're just hashtag vibing, right? But I guess, yeah, I wanted to talk about that. It's like, I know, like, it just kind of makes it even more clear to me that people really will not, even my own fucking fans, cunts, or just more particularly, park it, you cunt. But even people who actually are on the same path as me, perhaps will think my way is not correct or more intense or just, what's it called? Not the way to go about it. But I will still be stubborn, and I will say that if you want to be an excellent draftsman, or if you want to be an excellent drawer from imagination, there is a correct path. There is absolutely a correct path, and it's honestly egotistical to think that, like you have suddenly discovered a path outside of something that's been established for hundreds of years. I'll say that again, like the things I preach, quote unquote preach, the things I say, the things I practice, because I do practice what I preach, I guess if we're gonna say it like that, but it's nothing new. It's really nothing new. In fact, it's something that advanced artists are bashing their head against the wall, telling you every fucking time, right? Do I really need to have better lines? Do I really need to focus on my fundamentals? Again, dude, like, it's such a retarded question. Do I need to focus on the fundamentals? Are the fundamentals really working? Are the fundamentals, the fucking foundation of something, is that important, is what dipshits keep asking. And they don't internalize, and I get it, because they've never done super difficult things, just like I never did anything super difficult. And that's why I went through all that fucking difficulty to come out of it, to be like, okay, either I continue to have a mindset that's like, hey, this thing is difficult, I don't like it, I'm a fucking bitch. Or it's like, how can I learn to actually enjoy this difficult thing? Like, what about this can turn into something that's genuinely entertaining or good for me, right? And the answer is, you just focus on the effort. Again, same shit, right? We just focus on the fucking effort, because there's nothing else that can be done, you know. But yeah, no, I'm not, like, I do believe that as I continue to get better and people actually, like, you know, start seeing the methods that I use, i.e. just fucking a more, It's just a consistent version of the methods that are said to be used. I don't know. I don't think it's that intense. The intensity is in how hard I think, not in what I do, by the way. Like, and yes, what I do requires that extremely hard thinking, but it's not something that you're incapable of, right? I still feel as if, like, no matter how much people think they understand the importance of the fundamentals. That line was bad. Again, by the way, like, all these lines are fucking shit. But no matter how much people think they understand the importance of the fundamentals, I feel like they still don't. You know, I'm only beginning to just now grasp. After 3 years and 5 months, right? I'm just now starting to grasp. Just now starting to grasp. Be like, okay, I think I'm really seeing how important they are. Right? Like, I'm really seeing how important they are. And that's because, again, like, I'm pushing my boundaries. Why the fuck am I trying to see 5 layers or 3 layers of perspective? Why? Because I'm realizing the more I push my spatial reasoning and my ability to calculate and all this shit, the better it's gonna be. Right? Like, by the way, while I'm drawing this, I'm literally seeing lines in my mind. Right? And I'm seeing that and again, like, it's not as if my motor skills are suddenly in line with what I see, right? But the point is, like, I see it so much easier now. Why do I say it easier now? It's like nothing. I see it so much easier. Why? Because I just spent an additional 35 hours trying to see fucking 10, 15, 20 layers of those lines and boxes and spatial reasonings and calculations, right? Like, it's all intuitive. Not that, what I just mentioned, but, like, even the lesser version of that becomes a lot more intuitive, right? That's actually a pretty cool idea. I wish I gave myself more space, because I didn't think I would be doing something, I didn't think it would be going in this direction, which is, again, you know, play. So obviously next time I'm just gonna start somewhere in the middle, so if it goes one way or the other, I'll at least have the leeway to make it, like, I kind of, like, flesh it out in terms of the idea to its fullest. But yeah, like, I don't think I do anything super intensive in the sense of, like, the actual practice of, like, just, hey, do the fundamentals. It's just, I know to the degree in terms of, like, how consistently I do it, as well as, ooh, see, that was a shit line, as well as, that was also a pretty shit line, and it's fucking off, god damn it. As well as, like, how much effort I put in. I guess I can concede that, yes, it's intensive. And maybe if somebody listening to this, like, wow, this guy's really fucking full of himself. He thinks his practice is so great. Again, I don't think my practice is great at all. I just think I've literally just stopped listening to whatever opinion I have, and I simply have, for the last 3 years and 5 months, and for the next fucking 30, 40, 50 years of my life till I die, I will simply just listen to people who are better than me and who have proven certain methods just consistently work. Dude, like, again, people keep on Instagram, right? I just go on Instagram just to look at the art of the people I follow, maybe 20, 30 minutes a day, right? Sporadically throughout the day. And still, I keep seeing the same thing where anybody who's, I guess I'll just have it bleed through, but anybody who's practicing fundamentals, they're like, it's like, oh, we must hate it, you know, because it's difficult, we must hate it. And I'm like, you're only fucking yourself over with that thought process, right? Like, this whole, like, culture, whatever the fuck we have of, ha ha ha, I hate learning new things, I hate things being difficult, genuinely frustrates me, right? Yeah, like, it genuinely frustrates me because I was like that. So I obviously see myself in that too, where I'm just like, bro, like, you people, these people don't understand the value of just training themselves. And oh, look, see, I miscalculated, because again, this is really intuition right now. I miscalculated the evenness, right, of, like, between this and that. This should have been much further back, right? Like, the spacing is wrong because this is much less further out than what this is further out. So yeah, and again, like, I'm just thinking, what if I added this sort of addition and subtraction or whatever the fuck, right? And this has, like, nice little foreshortening, so it's pretty cool, right? I think it's pretty cool. But yeah, I really dislike, whatever, you know, whatever strong word we want to associate. I just do not like at all this mindset of memeing the fact that things are difficult. If people are just memeing, cool, but I don't think it's just memeing, because I keep seeing this pervasive mentality that we must dislike doing difficult things, right? And I honestly think people who consistently think like that will not get far in learning anything, especially art, right? Or if they do get far, they're still fucking themselves because you're telling me you want to live the rest of your life disliking this thing you put so much effort towards, right? Why not just reframe it as you're just putting effort towards this thing and that's actually the best thing. That's all that matters, right? Like I personally think it's 100% realistic to be able to do that because I'm able to do it. And genuinely tell me what separates me from you apart from some bullshit like, oh, you're different, oh, you're just able to know. Like, shut the fuck up. Or like, what separates me from you apart from the fact that I'm constantly making an effort to also make sure my mindset is good, right? It's an effort. I'm not just born with this every day. I literally just said at the start of this video I didn't want to practice. I was kind of putting pressure on myself to like make things that looked good, right? And then I had to reframe and verbalizing it just in the beginning of the session, right? My practice being like, hey, this is how I'm thinking. Let's get rid of that and just fuck around. And now look out, like I'm so calm. I did this, I did this, I did this. I don't think any of them look good at all. But I'm really enjoying all of this because I'm just playing, right? I'm just enjoying, you know? And again, it's a different mindset than when I'm doing intensive spatial reasoning work, which is way more focused on like the sheer effort and like it's the effort. And that's how I feel good when I'm doing when I'm doing those intensive spatial reasoning does, which is it's all effort, right? And then I associate positive feelings with the fact that it's all effort, right? And here, same thing, like it is all effort. I'm associating positive feelings with that too, but it's a different type of positive feeling. Like, okay, like because I've framed it as like this entire session, everything to do with this whole challenge 52 shit is just me fucking around. That's pretty fun too, and that's fine by me. Like I just feel good no matter what, right? But I know like I'm all over the place when it comes to explaining whatever I'm thinking, but yeah, beginners, please, I implore you, learn that mindsets also require effort, and you are capable of that effort. And at the end of the day, ask yourself, do I want to enjoy learning difficult things, or do I want to dislike learning difficult things? Just answer that question to yourself, right? And I'm going to assume, it's an assumption, but I'm going to assume that vast majority of you will answer, no, actually, I do want to enjoy learning. I want to enjoy learning difficult things. I want to enjoy this process. I want to do my best to constantly reinforce a mindset which is beneficial for this entire lifelong process of art, right? Like I don't want to be in a rush. I don't want to put expectations. I don't want to put pressure. I do want to just reframe everything I do and just enjoy the effort, right? And just really focus on just effort. And I want to enjoy my mistakes, right? And if you immediately, your mind's like, but I can't because XYZ, well, that's your opportunity to tell that part of your brain, be like, dude, shut the fuck up, okay? And just keep forcing yourself to be like, no, it's all about the effort, right? I'm telling you, like, whatever excuse you give yourself that is in the way of you enjoying the thing that you're doing, that's just what they are, excuses. Like I had a bunch of excuses before I started. Oh, I want to make something good. Oh, what if it turns out like this? My lines. Oh, like what about like all these things about. All my excuses were surrounding. I want it to look good. Like I can't ideate. I don't have this ability, that ability. But clearly, I can make something that is starting to be on along the lines of like, hey, like we're kind of going somewhere, right? It's nothing impressive, but we're kind of going somewhere, you know. And that's because I'm putting in effort, and that's all that matters. Now, like this idea I'm going to take with the next thing I do here, because I want to try it out, and I'm going to put a lot more effort, because even though I am trying to maintain just very minimal spatial reasoning, I still want to put like that little bit of effort, right? Because it's really nothing, it's really fucking nothing compared to this fuckery. Like I'm telling you, it's nothing compared to this fuckery. Like this is an entire like simulation I'm building in my mind, right? I think I can afford to try to wrap around these shapes around a fucking ellipse or curved surface. But anyways, please rest your brain, you know, like. And just you see, I'm so fucking calm now because I'm not doing such intense work, right? I like when I'm doing intense mental work, right? I am obviously going to be more intense, but when I'm just focusing on line and I'm relaxing and the whole point is rest, like I'm gonna be like, hey, we're all friends here. I love you. Give me money, right? All that shit. Oh god, I almost pulled my back with how intensely I was saying that. Well, anyways, please rest your brain. Wait, yeah, please. I'm gonna rest my brain. What the fuck? I encourage you to rest your brain as well. Jesus. Okay. Yeah, but I have been thinking a little bit about this, and by a little bit I mean it's been fucking permeating my subconscious for the past 25 years, right? Just crazy, you know. I'd want to be an artist since I was 3. Very good on me. Anyways, fucking my jokes aren't even good. That's the best part, right? That's why you all love me. But I have been thinking, like, yes, there will be essentially probably 3 camps of people as they continue to see me progress, right? And they actually see like the work I'm taking to progress to that level, to get to that point where they're like, wow, holy shit, this is impressive. Again, it's not about what people think at the end of the day. I already know my path. My life, this channel, everything is set out. Like, watch me become great. You know, like it's an inevitability, right? Like, it's just there's no doubt in my mind that I'm gonna achieve everything that I want to achieve, right? And if I don't, then it won't matter because I'll be dead, you know? So like at the end of the day, I won because I tried, right? And I consistently tried and I kept trying. So yeah, okay, we're gonna try this little wraparound, right? So we'll keep it simple. Oh god, I have to burp. Oh god. Ooh, Jesus, disgusting. But well, let's see, what perspective do I want this in? We did like a bottom kind of perspective. Well, I was thinking of it as a bottom perspective, and then it became a top perspective as well, which it always does. This one is from the bottom. Okay, well, I don't know. I don't really have any. Okay, well, we'll just do a difficult one. All right, so we'll do something like, again, because I obviously want to challenge myself still. Do something like this, and Jesus Christ, see how bad that cylinder was? And I'll just try to keep it. Like, I still struggle with cylinders, as you can see, and especially when I'm not thinking. Like, look at this, bro. Like, where is the natural curve? The curvature of the cylinder, right? And this is just what it's going to be like. It's very, very difficult. Especially, like, again, I want to, you know, like, it's a skill to visualize this connection and like visualize the entire thing, even though there's an obstruction to this connection of the ellipse, right? Like, that is a skill, and it's extremely difficult. Like, you will constantly fuck it up. Like, and again, like, I just fucked up the cylinder horribly, right? Like, it's hilarious. So, you know, I just want to, I like to constantly remind you that even if a lot of things I'm doing now are intuitive, like, I'm still constantly thinking. The intuition is just in the calculation, not in the fact that I don't think at all. Like, that's what I mean. Like, the intuition is the fact that I see the plane that I'm trying to draw. Like, that's the intuition, you know. Like, there's the, and the how much little energy it takes for me to calculate compared to how much energy it took before. But that's the thing. I'm always saying that's like the effort doesn't change. Simply how much energy you use for that thing changes, right? But this is a great way for me to practice my understanding as well of, let's see, okay, so see, I fucked it up, so clearly I didn't understand it as well as I thought I did. So this had to be wrapped around like that, which is a mistake, but it's okay. Let's see, I don't know, this could be completely wrong, and that's why I still have to see the grid, obviously. Like, obviously I still have to see the grid, let's not forget that, right? And by the grid I mean just the box and everything it encompasses, right? And then let's see, spacing wise, something like this, right? And yeah, but yeah, I was just saying, like, I think there will be roughly a few camps of people as I continue to get a lot better and my work stops looking like boxes with features on them or like random grid lines, that the green lines that I've been putting now to like really emphasize what I'm thinking about, right? There are already the people right now, right, which are the ones who, oh, see, it was supposed to be the other side, so I fucked that up too. But it's okay, mistakes, right? Just mistakes. They're literally just mistakes. That's the whole point. But it'll be the people right now who are drawing along with me, right, who actually are like, wow, like, this has merit. I get what he's doing. And because you're probably on the same path, or you're slightly behind, or maybe a lot behind. But the point is, like, everything I say, repetitions, intensity, visualization, push your working memory. It's a cognitive endurance skill, which is all true, by the way, right? Like, that is what art is. It's a cognitive endurance skill, and it's a working memory deficiency. It's a repetition deficiency. It's an ignorance deficiency. It's an effort deficiency over 5, 10, 15, 20 years, just decades, right? On the right things, by the way, because again, there are right things, you know? And that's the other thing, like, I'm sure people will have a lot of, I love creating fucking these discussions in my head, because as you know, I draw alone, goddammit. It's just me, I have to fucking entertain my mind somehow. But but is that like my Seth Rogen laugh, I guess? Right? Fucking. But either way, that's yeah, because this I fucked it up. Otherwise, that would have been more accurate. You see, like this one is inaccurate, but this one is accurate. This one was supposed to be here, but obviously I didn't get the contour down as well, right? But let's see, let's make this a lot longer. Again, I can practice that design. Like, what if this is a lot longer, right? But anyways, what was I saying? Like, yeah, I don't doubt that there will be people who simply, like, okay, yeah, the first camp will be people who are on the path and they understand the merit, right? Like, who are actually learning with me. The second camp will be people who are much better than me and just understand the merit and are like, yeah, like that. Look at him, good on him. Like fucking Tyrion, broken draw. Like he 100% understands like what I'm doing. Like even like Roger Gottams on Instagram, right? Or Roger and then GOTT EMS, I believe, right? Really love his art too. Fucking great guy. Mostly because he acknowledged me. Because he messaged me being like, hey man, keep it up. I'm like, thank you. Oh god, see how shit these lines are? Right? But no, I mean, my fucking shit jokes aside, god damn it. I can't even make a point because I am designing a little bit. I'm trying to think. And this is just me again fucking around with forms, having fun. Right? And this is actually off too. This one? Yeah, this one's off. This one was supposed to be more straight here. Because I'm constantly trying to see the box at the end of the day. Right? But and then it's like the other camp where people who aren't on the path or are on the path, but perhaps I remind them of the effort that they could put in, but they're refusing to. Right? And I'll say that, like I'll say that straight up. Like I probably remind a decent amount of people, not now, maybe now, not or definitely later. The larger you get, it's just almost inevitable, right? Is the fact that I will remind people that the work I'm putting in is actually beneficial, and the opinion will be the fact that it's too much, right? Like this is unnecessary, it's not efficient, you're too much of a perfectionist, you're hardcore. And it doesn't matter how many times I say focus on the effort, focus on the errors. You can love learning difficult things. These things matter, right? This is good for you. No matter how many times I say it in a way where it's like, no, like I'm not, like I'm genuinely enjoying this and I'm not hurting myself, and I believe everybody can do the same thing, and these are right things to focus on, right? And like you're not going to see the progress until you do, because the foundations like this are invisible even though your brain's working really hard, right? Which is what it is, by the way. Like this is me explaining the value of what I'm doing, right? But no matter how many times I say that, there will be the people who won't agree or understand will be in the camp that basically says this is excessive. Like that's the main criticism I think I'll probably get, is just, and then even artists who are much better than me in many other ways, most definitely, because I'm not going to be amazing at everything, but in terms of spatial reasoning, draftsmanship, foundations, right? Like as I continue to improve, it will probably make them feel as if, damn, like I've been wasting my time, which is not what I want. I want them to think, damn, so if he can do it, I can do it, right? And this the whole fucking goddamn point is I'm trying to make is like, if I can do it, you can do it, right? Now this isn't anything, see, this is, again, like, look, it's like a millimeter off for both sides, and you see how that makes a huge difference? It looks, yeah, it definitely looks worse, but I think I can fix that with, let's see, is there a way to, like, if I can just say that it actually ends around here. Why is the Weeknd song stuck in my head right now? I'm pretty tone deaf, so I actually don't even know if you know what I'm singing. I don't know. Oh, it's been an hour? Oh shit, it's almost been an hour, and I've just been fucking, I mean, I've been having fun, so I don't really care. That's amazing. I don't notice the time go when I'm putting in a fuck ton of effort. I don't notice the time go when I'm just playing around. So clearly I'm enjoying this quite a bit. It feels good, man. It genuinely feels good, right? But yeah, like this is just me thinking out loud. But as I continue to get better, not just in portraits, but then it goes to figures, and like as my skills continue to showcase that they're transferable, especially, and they show the power of fundamentals, right? In the sense that, like, again, I want to keep making that point. Why is it that doing 70 hours of this, right? Because we're at like 80 something parts. Like, why is it the past like 70 plus hours that doing this? Why does that result in this? It shouldn't make sense. Except it 100% does, because I'm still practicing spatial reasoning fundamentals, calculation, how spatial objects relate to each other, wrapping forms around an imagined grid line, same shit. I'm still fucking ideating hard surface form wrapping around a fucking like 10 layers of perspective or like 3 layers of perspective and 23 plus calculations, right? It adds up. It literally adds up, right? So it's the point I'm gonna keep making. Not because I want to be a dick and be like, oh, look, I'm so good. It's like, no, look how well this works, and this is why you can learn to value it too. But that's basically like what I was thinking about. Is like, because if my own fan Parkit, you piece of shit, is doubting me, then it's almost inevitable that people who aren't even on that path, and this is actually a pretty poor design decision, right? I don't think it looks that good. And then plus it also sullies my lines a little bit, right? But yeah, like if somebody who's on the path with me is believing that I'm not doing it the right way that they would like to believe or whatever, yeah, then clearly there will be people who are not even on that path with me who are doing it, and they're gonna be like, what the fuck, bro, fuck you, this isn't right. Right? And yeah, I'll never be the best at rendering, I'll never be the best at shapes or whatever the fuck, but or I don't even want to say that. Like maybe I will. Maybe I'll be fucking amazing at it, right? But the point is with draftsmanship, that's my goal. Everything involving expert level draftsmanship, and you'll see like actually this is pretty subpar. I'm just going to finish this shape, right? And I actually think this shape looks pretty interesting. I'm not gonna lie. Now again, like it's still pretty basic in a lot of ways, and that line was a mistake, and this line is a mistake because it's wobbly and shaky. But look at that. I think like the ratios and stuff, the things that I'm working with, don't look too bad. Obviously, many mistakes were made, but I don't know if I should call this page or draw something here. It's probably best to call it because I can just get a new page after this, right? And this was my practice. See, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's cool. It's not bad. But yeah, like this is obviously just me thinking out loud. But yes, I'm Flanderized version of myself, right? I'm washed. You'll never understand the value of what I'm doing, you fuckers. Just you wait. What else? What else did I talk about? Right? Yeah, like I am very intense, because I care so much about this experience. Like I know I'm not fucking saving lines or anything. I'm just drawing, but it means a lot to me. It means a lot to me, and it means a lot of it means a lot to me is because I genuinely have so much emotions and feelings attached to the beginner process, right? Like I genuinely think beginners can achieve it. Like I still consider myself a beginner in a lot of ways, right? Like my lines are still shit, my shapes are still shit, my understanding of silhouette is bad, my designs are bad, right? Like my visualization, like again, I want you to understand that I didn't visualize really much of this at all, right? This is all based on currently intuition, which I describe as pre-established effort. Like intuition is just hundreds of hours of pre-established effort that your brain has cemented into long-term memory and has extremely strong, the dendrites are extremely connected, or the axons, or whatever the fuck. Your myelin sheath has a shit ton of insulin layers, or whatever the fuck it is, or fat layers, I don't know, bro. But the point is, all of this is intuition, so I can just focus on kind of playing around with the forms and designing and making something interesting. Like in terms of whatever I think is interesting, and the word interesting I'm defining as like just unique combinations of shapes and cutouts or manipulations on those shapes, and how those manipulated shapes in whatever ratio of angles and lengths and different like widths and all that shit are interacting with each other, right? Like that's what I'm talking about when I say interesting, because I'm trying to put a word to it, right? But yeah, like there's a million things I'll always have to learn, but I will 100% always stand by the importance of foundations, and I'll prove it. You don't have to listen to me now. I'll come back in 10 years and be like, oh shit, he proved it. Maybe I should have listened. Right? And again, the point isn't, I don't want people to, I'm not trying to get like one leg up and be like, aha, you should have listened to me. But the reason I say it like that is because it is valuable, and I would rather people understand that value sooner than later, right? Because, and unless you're okay with not having understood that value sooner than later, right? I think it's also an ego problem, you know? There's a lot of things that, like, how many times have I consistently completely pivoted or changed my mind on like what I should be focusing on, because based on new understandings or what people better than me have been telling me, especially with like the portraitures, all because Kieran was like, I asked him like, should I? And he's like, yeah, you should, because XYZ helps you understand faces, characters, gesture, expression, dynamism, makes you create scenes. People create scenes, right? Will bleed into imagination drawings. I went to the art wall roadmap. I'm on that now, and then I'm like, let me make it even harder because I don't want to lose the form wrapping skills I've been developing. And that's where this whole like seeing fucking 3 layers of perspective and visualizing all of this stuff came. And that's why I can do stuff like this, right? When I'm literally playing, like I put so much effort into these, but these I'm just playing. And I think like, yeah, you can tell like there's a bit more structure and intentionality, but this, even just through kind of like relaxing, I've created something that's still pretty decent, right? Maybe I'm not making too much of a point here, but the point I'm trying to make is I'm never gonna impose my practice onto people. I'm going to put a giant tramp stamp on your fucking ass cheek so you can never forget it, right? It's gonna be a permanent imposition, right? It's a permanent searing of my will onto your booty cheeks. But no, I'm not trying to impose. I'm just trying to tell you what to do. Okay, I need to say this properly. I'm not trying to impose. I'm trying to help you understand the value of this, why you can practice this value, i.e. the fundamentals, right? And how you can enjoy this value, right? And how you can ascribe value to the effort itself and genuinely fucking throw your ego aside. Like, I'll say that by just being blunt. Throw your fucking ego aside. This shit matters. This shit matters a fucking lot. Okay, tell yourself this. Either I will acknowledge that it matters and I will put the amount of effort that I'm willing to put in, right, to make sure it matters, acknowledging whether I'll improve faster or slower or get the skills that I want faster or slower, or I will put a wall up because this guy pisses me off, he's annoying, he's defensive, or I'm defensive, and I don't like the fact that somebody believes in me. I genuinely don't like it, because that's what I'm saying. Like, if you dislike me, if you like me, if you're neutral to me, I believe in you. I believe that you can put in the effort to work on your foundations and to genuinely enjoy it, right? Like, that's what I always say, right? And no matter if I get fucking pissed off about beginners saying dumb shit like, it's so hard, meme culture, we hate doing hard things, like that fucking stupid shit, retarded shit, right? There you go, that's my old Viggy passion, right? Just when I'm really spatial reasoning, you know, gotta make sure to insult things, right? So people know that I'm polarizing, but yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, you either just have to be like, I'm gonna put my pride up and say that this doesn't matter because I dislike the way this person is saying it, or whatever other reason you have. I'm gonna assume it's dislike because I know I'm not I'm not, I don't say things in a clean, sanitized. No, let me pat your back and twirl your little your anus and just be like, oh, you can do it. I believe in you. Yeah, see, that's a G spot right there. But anyways, or either way, like, whether you want to accept what I'm saying or not, my actions and my results will speak for themselves, and they will speak for themselves because of the mindset and the effort that I put in, not because of the results themselves, right? Like, I'm achieving this quote unquote achievement, if achievement is what matters, right? Because I am enjoying it, and I'm training myself, and I'm encouraging you and informing you on how to train yourself to enjoy difficult things. But if that's not what you want, if you do not want to learn how to enjoy learning, essentially is what I'm saying, then yeah, you can continue what you're doing, right? Like, I've maybe like a couple of years ago, I was a lot more personal or like attached to the whole like, no, dude, like, I wish people listen because, you know, they're fucking themselves. But at this point, I don't give a fuck. Like, if you wanted, you draw however you want. For those who understand the merit of what I'm doing, for those who actually are maybe at this point, for the fucking one person maybe who's like, you know what, yeah, I do want to enjoy learning. I do see some value in what he's saying, and I do want to be the type of person who can actually like do the fundamentals and do really difficult things. And by the way, look at that fuck up, look at this fuck up, right? Look at this fuck up. Like, this is all mistakes. That's a fuck up. Like, everything here is all fuck ups, right? So I'm continuing to continue because I've detached myself from the output as much as possible, and I'm consistently reinforcing to myself that it's about the effort and just trying, right? I'm just going in a loop right now, but the point is, I know what I'm doing is valuable. I hope those of you along the journey with me reinforce to yourself that what you're doing is valuable. I hope those of you listening try to lower your ego, right, or your pride, or whatever the fuck, because a lot of this ego and pride doesn't come down to me saying it. I think it just comes down to the fact that it's the fundamentals, and the fundamentals have this rep where people just immediately are like extremely uncomfortable because it is difficult. It is extremely difficult, and that's why I'm fucking saying we can learn to enjoy difficult things. You dipshit. Okay, I'm just I'm just going in circles. It's been an hour and 8 minutes. I'm gonna rest my brain. And again, yeah, after you're done the session, please don't stimulate yourself with any short form content, anything, just minimum 10 minutes, because your brain is going to consolidate a lot of that information, right? It's basically saving what you've been doing into long-term memory. Like, that's how you want to think about it. It's like, right now you're like feeding yourself data, new information, you're trying things, and then the 10 minutes after this is 10 to 15 minutes of rest, of just pure rest, just like lying down, not thinking about anything, no stimulation, no nothing, is what's gonna save it. And then after that, yeah, do whatever the fuck you want, you know, fucking, you know, go fuck your brain with short form content. That's good for you. But either way, yeah, I'm kind of just going back and forth, but I guess I just wanted to air my thoughts out, right? This is fucking. Maybe I should I should title this be like addressing the allegations or some shit. But I've already used that thumbnail. Fuck. But no, I just want. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just me. I'm just a real honest guy. I'm just a person on the internet who really cares about you. So, with that being said, as always, right? Yeah, as always, fucking Jesus. Fuck you for walking. What the fuck? What the fuck? As always, yeah, fuck you for watching. Jesus Christ, I had an aneurysm. Fuck you for watching. Keep drawing, Jesus, and please give me money. Oh my god.